So hi, I'm Brian Fairbrother. I'm the handicap chairman at Denton, and we're doing a series of videos to educate new members and existing members. Apologies for this one, it is a bit long, but it's very important as it's talking about penalty areas and unplayable lie. So hope everyone finds it useful.
Hi, so I'm Brian Fairbrother. I'm the handicap chairman at Denton, and alongside Steve Glenwright, who's the competitions chairman, we run all the competitions at Denton. And today we're going to be talking about the rules for penalty areas. So I'm near the fourth hole at Denton, and this is one of the many water penalty areas, and this is a lateral penalty area. So the first thing is I've hit my ball from right back there, and my playing partners and myself have seen my ball enter into this water penalty area. So what are my options? My first option is a non-starter. If I play a ball from where I last played, I cannot play a provisional ball. If your ball is deemed to have gone into a penalty area, you do not have the option to play a provisional ball. You can play another ball for stroke and distance from where you last played, but that ball will be the one that's in play. And if by any chance you come to your first ball and find that it hasn't gone in the penalty area, you have to pick it up and go and play the ball you last played. So what are my options? The ball has been seen to enter here, and so now I'm going to mark approximately where it went in the water. I'm just waiting till people have played. I can now use this as a reference point, and I can have 2 club lengths release. So this is one of my options. Obviously I could go back and play another ball, but that would be stroke and distance. So using this as a reference point, I'm going to mark 2 club lengths. This here, I've got a quarter circle, so the 2 club lengths don't have to be that way, it could be over here. The important thing, it cannot be nearer that hole. And now I'm going to drop my ball, and that ball's now in play. Okay, so I'm still on the 4th hole, green's there, the ball has entered here. So once again, my options, obviously I'm not going to use this one, go back and play from where I last played, stroke and distance penalty, or once again, I can take my 2 club length relief not nearer the hole. Now in this case, my ball has entered here, so I'm just going to take the 2 club lengths. And now I'm going to drop the ball, and the ball's in play. Okay, so nothing wrong with that. So another scenario, the ball's entered here, I'm just going to mark it for reference. And now I'm going to take a drop. And that ball's in play. Now the first thing people will say is, hang on, he's not measured it. And haven't measured it. Because the rule change from last year means that you can deem to be within 2 club lengths. And those 2 club lengths, it doesn't have to be when you first measure. You can use your driver with the head cover off to get maximum relief. However, if in this case I've decided to drop approximately within the 2 club lengths and I get challenged by my playing partners, I have to measure with the club I am going to use. I cannot then get my driver out. So always remember, even though you don't have to, always measure your 2 club. So here we are on the second hole at Denton. It's a long par 3 and the men's tee is back there. And as you can see behind me, there are stakes going all the way, and all this area here behind me, that is a water penalty area. I've hit my ball off there, and myself and my playing partners have agreed that my ball has actually entered here. So this here is the point of entry. I know my golf ball is about at least another 100 yards up there, but it's still inside the penalty area. So what are my options? I am not allowed to hit a provisional ball back from that tee back there because my ball is in a penalty area. I can hit another ball, but that ball I do hit, I'll be playing stroke and distance, and that will be the ball in play. So if I'm unfortunate enough to find my ball up there, 100 yards up there, somewhere in the penalty area, and I can actually play it, I don't have the option. I have to pick it up and play my other ball. Remember, you cannot play a provisional ball if your ball is deemed in the penalty area. You must follow the rules of the penalty area. Now in this case, because my ball has gone in on that line there, my only option now is to either go back to the tee it up, which is one of the benefits, a penalty shot, and then I'll be playing my 3rd shot. My other option is to actually take a drop as far back in line from where my ball entered in this case, because literally the stakes go that way across the line. And so what I'm going to do, I am going to keep in line with the flag, and I'm going to take a drop from knee height. And that ball is now in play. Okay, so we're still on the second hole at Denton. Tee is back there. I've hit my ball towards the flag, which is over there. And what's happened is my ball has actually bounced on the grass area there. But then what's happened, it's bounced and run down and it's come into the penalty area. So how do we define a penalty area? Well, in this case, as opposed to out of bounds, your ball is in the penalty area if it's on any part of the line or over the line. Out of bounds is, as previous videos, is when the ball is touching any part of the lines, it's still in bounds. But in this case, I'm in the penalty area. And why is it important? Well, actually I can play this shot. I'm really lucky. I can play it. And I can ground my club. And I can take practice swings. But not on the line of the ball. Either in front or on the line of your swing. So if by any chance, as in parts of the penalty area over there, you land and you decide to play your ball and you're in great big thick grass, you can't start battering away at the grass pretending they practice swings, because you're improving your line. And if you do that, that's a general penalty, which is 2 shots. Now another important point, if I deem to play this, well, at the back of that green, it's actually out of bounds. And if I was to play this and I knock it out of bounds, I obviously, for out of bounds, I've got to play from where I last played. In which case, I'm playing from inside the penalty area. That's where I have to put my ball in play when I take my drop. So remember, if you do play out of a penalty area, think of the consequences. Now in this case, I'm actually going to play this and play my shot. But what are my other options? Well, as per the last segment, what I can do, I can take my reference point, which in this case, it's where my ball deemed to have crossed the hazard, the penalty area. Now in this case, my playing partners saw it. It may have finished there, but they've actually seen it here. So in which case, what I have to do is take my 2 club lengths relief from where it points. So I mark it, and then I'm going to take my 2 club lengths, and then I'm going to drop the ball. And then that ball will be in play. So remember, if you're taking relief from a penalty area, that is your options. But be careful. Don't hack away at the long grass. So just to clarify, I've hit my ball from back there on the tee. The flag's over there. I've found my ball. What are my options? I've not bothered hitting another ball because I was confident I could find this. So what are my options? Well, my first option is to play it. My next option is to take relief. But in this case, as per the first segment, my actual point where I crossed the hazard was in front of the tee. That's where I crossed the penalty area. So, I cannot say, oh, I'll drop one out sideways over there. I have to take relief from the point where my ball was deemed to have crossed the penalty area, not from where I find my ball. And this is the most broken rule on this hole. But in this case, I'm going to play this. And this is what I can't do. This is what I can do. I can ground my club and I can take practice swings. What I can't do, I can't take a practice swing in order to get rid of some of this vegetation in front of my ball. and then hit it. That is the general penalty, which is 2 shots. So don't hack in the grass. So the final points on penalty areas. Penalty areas are usually marked with red stakes, which means you've got a lateral option for relief. In other words, you can take a 2 club lengths. Or yellow stakes, usually big ponds, and that means that your only option on a yellow stake is actually go back as far as you want, keeping the flag in line with the penalty area. However, you are allowed to remove the stakes if they interfere with your shot. Now, an important point, recording these videos with hopefully the end of the England Golf temporary COVID rules in sight, and currently under those rules you cannot touch any marker stakes. However, under the true R&A rules of golf, you can do. So here's my ball, and it's actually in the penalty area. I'm going to take my option to play it because I can do, and that stake is in the way. So under normal circumstances, I'm going to remove it and I'm going to play my shot, and there's no penalty, and then I can put the stake back. Alternately, I may decide that I don't want to play out of this dodgy lie, so I'm actually going to take a penalty stroke, point of relief from where my ball entered, which in this case my playing partners have said just in front of this stake here. So once again, I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to go through the 2 club length relief, another T-peg, and I'm going to drop my ball. And then that ball would be in play. So remember, under normal R&A rules, you can remove a red or a yellow stake. Currently, please refer to the temporary rules that are in place at Denton with regards to touching these stakes, which means that you can't touch them. Okay, so here we are at Denton on the 8th hole. We're near the 8th green, which is over there, and unfortunately I've hit my ball and it's hooked and it's landed in the water penalty area. So what are my options? Well, I can take my nearest point of relief at the point of entry and measure, pick the ball up, take the stance, measure, put down, drop the ball. There's big trees in the way and I haven't got a shot. So what's my other option? I can go back to the tee and play stroke and distance, so I'll be playing my 3rd shot, or I can go back in line with the flag, which means that I'm going to be dropping my ball over there near that tee. And what's going to happen now is I'm going to take my penalty drop take the penalty drop here and then hopefully knock one on the green over the tops of the trees. So that's the option. The option you don't have is to drop out sideways so you can see the green as far back as you want onto the fairway. Got to be in line with the flag from where your point of entry was. Another rule unfortunately gets misinterpreted quite a lot. So Unplayable Lies. Well, I'm in a right situation here. I found my ball, I've hit off the tee down there, the green's over there, and my ball is very deep in here. So what are my options? Well, my first option is I'm going to take a penalty drop, but where can I take it? Well, option number one is I can measure from the ball 2 club lengths. But that doesn't get me clear and gives me a shot. So what's my other option? Well, what I can do is I can go back in line with the flag, right back there. And that is once again a penalty shot. But what if happens if right back there is out of bounds? Your only option then is to go back and play 3 off the tee.